It's your freak hostess, Jody, and you're tuned into Provocative.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
I will marry a nigga off some dick because everything else we can work on.
And I have sporadic periods of excessive masturbation. I really like how that just sounded. If I fuck you once and it's good, I'm gonna keep fucking you. Cause I didn't start sucking dick until college.
Blew in that man's butthole. That shit is wicked. That shit is...
Welcome back to another episode of Provocative. And y'all know I've been talking a lot about orgasms for the past couple weeks. And I've talked about consent. And I've talked about how people kind of have to come to the bedroom with a different mindset, a liberating mindset instead of a limiting mindset, right? But I want to kind of go back to this conversation around men again. And the reason I don't want to revisit this conversation is because the first time I had this, not the first time, but more recently when I had this conversation with you all as the audience, I was by myself on the episode. So now I'm joined with a male counterpart to kind of shed a little bit of light on his experiences when it comes to consent, maybe turning down pussy. Also, you know, what's that thought process like when you make a decision not to engage with a woman? So, of course, in a previous episode, I did talk about how, you know, when men advocate for themselves, they're seen as gay. Like if someone, if a guy is like, no, I don't want to fuck you. What you gay, nigga? Like, and it's like, wow,
it
like
weaponized.
Yeah. So let's unpack that a little more. And yeah, that's what the fuck we talking about today. So, Precious is not new
to provocative, yeah. To
anything with, you know, provocative, Skinamax, just
right, sure,
forever, like just whatever. So, we were kind of chatting off screen, but I told him like, no, let's not talk about it. Let's save it for the episode, and that's how we got here. So, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we were about to talk about off screen.
Yeah, so first and foremost, always a pleasure to be here chopping it with you, Jody. And I think that you really, no pun intended, hit the spot in regards to...
I always hit the spot.
In regards to like how when men, especially sexually, go to advocate for self or just make decisions that aren't in alignment, I guess, with the typical decisions that a nigga's supposed to make, it not only causes like that question of sexuality, but also like, and not just in the sense of like, oh nigga, you gay, but more so like, nigga,
what's
your
wrong
program,
with you?
You know
what's
what
wrong with you?
What's to your program?
Right, like you weird. You being weird.
nigga was supposed to act. And I feel like having been in situations where it's like, damn, having the higher head really take over, because that's really what it be, right? Like, I feel like in certain situations, whereas I look at myself, they talk about the heel, like when you gotta like go through trauma and look at the kid version of yourself. Mm-hmm. I'll be vulnerable with you, Joe. The kid version of myself, the teenage version of myself, he never thought he was gonna get no pussy. he thought he would live a coochless life. Like 40-year-old version had just
really?
Came out.
You thought you would be a 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah, and low key like going back to my own like shit, and it was due to my own like personal blocks that I had about sex and figuring out myself, and like, because I had points where I was damn near 13, 14, could have had sex, but I'm like, what the fuck you do with this dick? Like, I don't know how to use this wee. Like, come on now, you tweaking, bro. Like, so it was certain things that I had to go through. But fast forwarding, yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna get no coochie. So like, at a point in my life, to deny pussy was crazy. Like,
that's interesting because we form our ideas around sex, sexuality, sexual expression. We form those kind of early on at like 6-7 years old. And for you to think like you were never going to experience that, like you knew you would get older.
Crazy.
You knew you would like go through life, but like you thought you were gonna never, like you, again, these were blocks and we all have blocks. But that was never like I never think like, oh, you ain't gonna be out here.
Yeah, but I feel like is so that's a woman thing. Like I feel like as men, you're supposed to like, the women not gonna never, as fucked up as it may sound, for a woman to leave this earth untouched in that space, it's like that's literally by God. Cause niggas is out here praying. Like niggas is out here on the prowl.
But again, we thinking from the perspective of as kids. That's what I'm saying. Because like, of course, at this big old age, we know
even as
truth.
A shorty, I feel like even as a kid though, like certain things was like, I like, especially growing up. I hate saying like growing up in the hood, but growing up in the parts that niggas grew up in. I knew motherfuckers was having sex at motherfucking 12, and
you just thought you wasn't gonna be part of it.
Yeah, like there was sex was going on around me. Fuck is you talking about?
You just wasn't getting none and didn't think you would ever get none. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate in hindsight, like you said, being an adult, looking at it in that space and not realizing a lot of it is like sexual trauma to that degree where it's like, come on now, y'all asses kids. Ain't no way you supposed to even know what this was. And that's what was fucking me up. It was like, other niggas know and I don't know. What am I missing? Fuck is you talking about? Like, I didn't go to this part of class or school. I wasn't watching Twi and motherfucking
I wasn't watching Twi. It's crazy. Meanwhile, like, yeah.
So yeah, I feel like exploring certain, like, I guess parts of sexuality, and then growing up, like I said, into the narrative that a man is supposed to be the pursuer or the initiate.
You're supposed to try to go get the pussy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
so when you was a kid, an adolescent, and saying, I ain't gonna never get no pussy, you thought that you was gonna be trying to get pussy and getting turned down? Or you was just
fear
like
of rejection. What is you talking about? Fear of rejection. Like,
you just thought, don't nobody want this.
Check me out though. And that's the thing. Check me out. I was a young player. I was the cute kid. I had girls, and like I knew the girls in my classroom liked me and fucked with me. But I felt like when it came to the sex,
they don't want this wee wee. They like me, but they don't want.
On me, shawty. Like, look at you bitches. Look at you young bitches liking me for me and shit. Like, nah.
Liking me for me. Like me for me. Like my wee wee is crazy.
Yeah, G. Niggas was young, immature.
That is hilarious.
And I feel like growing up though, and like, and growing out of that space to where it's like, okay, bet. And I think that perspective kind of like followed me through and how I view sex. So in certain cases, it was like, and I it's probably like 3, maybe 4 unmentionables on my like hit list that I'm like, if a motherfucker asks me till this day, I'd probably be like, nah. Like, that wasn't me. Like, but I feel like
it's not my dick. It's not my dick. It's not mine.
What? Hell nah, y'all tweaking.
Do I look like I would do that?
Hey, and you can play it because it's like, what? Nah, that bitch tweaking. You know what I'm saying? But in that space, like, I used to think like, nigga, to turn down pussy was crazy. Like, I ain't gonna stunt. Maybe shallow, call me. I ain't got kids yet, so whatever. Like, I feel like I'm my list, my top things that make me smile like a kid in a candy weed, pussy, music, some art, family, not in the same context, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so to be like, nah, the pussy, and that's top 2 on your all-time list, it's like, that seems crazy. That seems counterproductive to who you are as a person.
But that's also a result of conditioning, right? Like,
Facts.
Men are conditioned to think that way and to be that way, right? Versus how women are conditioned. We're not conditioned that way. We're conditioned not to have sex.
Because to tell a bitch no to her pussy, she thinks you're insane. Like, you have to be gay. Something has to be wrong with you. And she forget all the reasons that she was fucking with you and even want to give you this pussy after you say no to it. Cause now it's like, nigga, I know it ain't nothing wrong with me. It's like, bitch, it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm just respectfully declining. Like, in the most humblest approach. Cause bitch, I want it. But I gotta think with higher heads. Like, yeah. And that shit's not always like, that should be for the birds, for real. But you got to do that shit. Self-preservation. Yeah,
I definitely think that the interesting part of about like the difference between the way men are conditioned to think and be versus how women are conditioned to think and be is a huge part of the sexual disconnect when it comes to damn near every sex topic, whether it be sexual assault or the orgasm gap or even the idea behind unplanned pregnancies and getting tested. Like, literally, we are at the core of our belief systems. And these, again, are beliefs that were imposed on us, right? A lot of us don't get, we fell into it. And a lot of us don't get to a point where we even reflect on why we think the way we think when it comes to sex, why we do what we do when it comes to sex. We don't have an opportunity to unlearn that bad shit. Like, we literally fell into some bullshit and we like, this is the way of the world. Men chase pussy, women run with it. Like, that's part of the reason that rape culture is like so deep. Like, a lot of men don't know what sexual assault really is because it's so ingrained in the conditioning to how you supposed to approach how you women. Interact with the opposite sex. And it's like, even women, it's like, no, play hard to get. Like, no, I'm not. I either want it or I don't. Like, I'm not playing hard to get. I'm not telling you, your mind is telling you, like, your mouth is telling you no. But like, what the fuck he say? He was like, what the fuck did he say? What is his exact words? He was like, your mind is telling you no, but your body is telling you yes. Like, nigga, what? What? Man, in 2024, you better not say no shit like that.
You talking about you going down?
You're going down, buck.
That's just terrible.
Like, yeah, that shit is over with. That shit dead. Like, no. And so now I think that the conversations that we really have to, our generation has to work the hardest, because we already, I will say this, like, our generation's not perfect, but we are where people are beginning to unlearn a lot of this limiting behavior and this, like the negative stigmatized like way of being, and we're trying to be better.
Nah, that's a fact. I feel like it's coming from this space of mental health and wholeness. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people, even
because a lot of us going to therapy.
Yeah, like and even in the space of, I feel like not yoga, meditation, all these different practices and exercises that you see come up, I feel like are due to the fact that people want to sit with themselves and reflect and analyze. And again, and what you do here, Provocative, and just your whole brand, educating people sexually. I hear you talk about, again, I'm damn near coining it for you, that liberation versus limitation mindset. And I feel like sex is truly a liberating, and should be a liberating thing, but I feel like so many people bring constraints to it, and it's due to, like you said, the polar opposite programming that we're receiving as men, women, and anything in between in the pursuit of sex. You know what I'm saying? People aren't necessarily taught excuse me, the art and the laws of attraction and all that different type of shit.
The pursuit, and also like just the genuine curiosity around why you are doing the shit you're doing. Like literally be curious with yourself, right? I approach sex as a philosophy for a very specific reason. Like for me, that's a way that I can really take a step back and say, okay, I'm going to question why I do the shit that I do, like as a philosophy. I want to understand why I take pleasure in certain things and why certain things I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Is it because I've tried it and I don't want to do it? Or I like maybe I have this genuine disdain for this activity, or it's just a trauma response or a trigger, or you know what I'm saying? Like I have this, block around I can't do this because respectable women don't do this. But the moment that I was like, I don't give a fuck about being a respectable woman, you will give me respect regardless. The moment that I kind of like, all right, I don't have to, what I do has nothing to do with whether or not a person respects me. If you don't respect women, you don't respect women. There's nothing that I can do that's gonna really make
that's
you.
The energy you coming with.
That's not in your character. It's not in your character, and it's a lot of men who are not taught to genuinely respect women. That's why you have the motherfuckers that's like, oh, women shouldn't do this and women should do that. Like first of all, I don't know how the fuck y'all know more about being a woman than me. Just saying. But outside of that, a lot of times men are taught to only like their mothers, their daughters, the people that they fuck, their sisters. Like you have
barely,
because the moment that you're not doing what they like, guess what? They not fucking with you that heavy, right? So there's more often than not, there's a hatred of women, and it sucks, but it's also because when you're not taught to respect women, you have been taught to conquer women, to treat them as the prize, as the thing to be attained, as this object, this trophy, this notch on your belt. That is how you've been programmed to treat women. So there's no way that you can actually like love them on a human level because you don't see them as human.
Tough.
And what is also tough is because that is a direct result of patriarchy. Of course, patriarchy is to blame for all fucking things bad in the world. But
yeah, I don't know.
Even the fact that men cannot express and advocate for themselves sexually without being called gay is a direct result of patriarchy.
I don't know that I can say that though. Like I feel like
you might not like what I'm saying, but
no. I didn't say that I didn't like it. I said I don't know if I could say that in a sense of just. I think just like anything else over time, shit can get misconstrued, and I think that I'm not discussing society's view of patriarchy. This is my understanding. It's the man being head of the household in a space where he's leading said household to a common goal that he's kind of, whoever's in this household, this is damn near beneficial toward everybody.
So, I'm not saying that there's no good from patriarchy. I'm saying all of the things that go wrong are still a result of patriarchy. I didn't say that there can't be good, like
facts.
There can't be good there, but all the bad shit you could blame on patriarchy for sure.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
I hate that. I don't like the idea of agreeing to disagree. We just see things differently. We're both right. And we don't disagree.
Yeah, facts.
There's nothing to really disagree on. Like I said what I said. you're saying what you're saying. These things can actually exist in this. They can exist together. They can exist within the same space.
To everything
wrong.
that's gone bad. Everything wrong. Like everything. That's crazy.
And it is crazy to say, but also you can always tie it back to patriarchy. Always. Yeah. And patriarchy, I'm not even using it in this kind of like broad general, like, men lead. Like, I'm not using it in that sense. I'm very much using it in the sense of the institutions that have been put in place as a direct result of patriarchy. That is how,
Facts. I can see that.
Men are here and women are here.
I can see in a sense of like the derivations of patriarchy have birthed the fuck shit is what you're saying. Whereas this product it may have been a pure product at a point in time, niggas then got it and cut it. Cool. There's the agreement.
Who's the dad?
Yeah.
It's still the dad. It's patriarchy.
Yeah,
It's still so but I kind of I want to get back. So I'm glad we talked about that because it goes back to that what I was just saying, where when men, but like, all right, if you say like, no, men do this and women do that, right? Because women didn't come up with that, men did. Like, that is a direct result of patriarchy, these gender roles and whatever, right? So then you have a situation where a man begins to say like, well, I want to fuck you in the ass. And a woman is like, oh no, you must be gay because why you want to do that or whatever. But again, it's like we've kind of put these limitations around female sexuality and sexuality period. Like, these are the conditions under which you enjoy sex. If you try to deviate away from having sex for procreation and what I'm saying, like, that's where you have like, oh, well, if you suck my dick, you a hoe, or you a slut, you this, that, whatever.
You suck my dick, you're a great lady.
Right. Agreed. But again, that is from a liberating and kind of selfish perspective versus the next person was like, oh man, she sucked my dick as soon, like, first night, like, she this, she that. There are men who will not respect you because you chose to engage in something sexual that you genuinely enjoy.
That's crazy.
Then
do it again, please.
Do it again, please. It's so hilarious.
What is you talking about?
But again, also, please. When men begin to advocate for themselves and say, well, again, doing something that you said that shit was gay. So if you tell the society says this shit is gay, if you try to do some shit that's not like just regular, like vanilla sex, like, what's to you? Like, it's always like, what you mean you want me to lick your balls? What you mean you want me to lick your gooch? What you mean you want me to lick your ass? Like, and it's like, now men can't even be liberated in certain things that they genuinely want to do because they've already said like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that, right?
Yeah. I think for me, and hopefully for other just niggas out there, other men out there, like, I think it starts with you first wanting to advocate simply for self outside of like a sexual realm. Like, if you walk through this world and like, I'm a person before anything, because that's one thing that you was talking about, and it sucks that from what I was hearing earlier, you were saying like a lot of women receive that like conditional love, like, and or even lust from men. And I think that for me personally, I start you off as a person, as a spiritual being before I see you as a woman, before I see you as a man. Like, I see your energy for real. Like, how you coming? And in that space, that's what's going to allow me to respond to whatever it is that you're giving me. So I think that in a sexual space, it's a thing that I just much rather not have bad sex. And if I'm in my head about it, I rather because now I'm wasting both our time, and I feel like,
and that's how it should be. I feel like women more so than men be in that space where if I'm not mentally here, I can't have sex with you. Men don't really be getting in their heads as much as women get in their heads. Like men might get in their heads in terms of like performance anxiety, and you know, like if they really really like the chick, right? Women damn near in their head all the time.
And I ain't gonna stunt. I recently had bad sex because of that. Because I felt like I could tell. I'm like, bitch, cut it out. Like we don't
have to do this.
Yeah,
we don't
like,
have to do this.
I'm not.
But again, because
guy,
of how
like,
women and men are conditioned, women are like, oh no, just do it. Like
that sounds so.
Just
that
do it.
Gross,
Bitch,
this is not a Nike ad. I'm not trying to just do it. And
yeah.
I'm not thirsty like that. Yes, bitch. If we in this space, obviously, I want to have sex. I want to share this space with you, but I'm not nobody who gon' press the issue because shit. If that's not the vibe, that's not it. And more than likely, I can sense that. I can read that. I'll say that. And like you said,
I think I'm a good actor.
That's
I'm
the part though.
I think I'm a good actor because I've definitely been in situations where I was just like, I'll do this. Like, and in my head, I'm like, this is so fucking boring. I don't like this. But also, I'm like, okay, so because my brain and my coochie aren't always aligned.
Easy.
In my head, I'm like, I don't like this. My coochie wet, so he's not even looking at my face that much. Different. So it's like, all right, he doesn't pick up on the fact that I'm not really enjoying this. Yeah. And then, like, once I realize I'm in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. Insert moan here.
Terrible.
Insert hand placement here.
Terrible. Yeah. And fucking a bitch on autopilot is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I will again. Hey. I was blessed.
A bitch on
I was
autopilot.
Blessed with 2.
Yeah.
Fuck is you talking about? And so if it's a nut that I want, I swear to God I can get it. Like easy. And I can do whatever I want after. Like, I don't have to lay and stay and play and all that shit. I can damn near, I'm finna edit. Fuck is you talking about? I'm finna. So, in the case of me wanting to have sex, it's like, I want this to be an experience. And of course, whether it's a quick experience, whether it's, I'm here for us.
Yeah.
I'm not here for me. Because if I wanted to do me, I can do me. Fuck you talking about, like, come on now.
Do you, and I would do me.
Easy.
That is hilarious. So let's talk about a time where, well, you know, you said you had to basically turn some pussy down.
It's been times. Like, I feel like,
I mean, clearly I've turned down niggas. Like, as a woman, you always end up like, no, I don't want your penis. Thanks for asking. Thanks for offering.
Do you be in a situation? Because I feel like it's the worst when you in a situation where it's like have you ever been in a situation where you thought you wanted to fuck? Like, and then was like, damn, actually, nah. I'm not on that.
I want to say yeah.
She's talking about, but I also be ready to fuck when I be ready. What is she talking about?
I'm going to say yeah. Because I could think about one particular situation where, and the reason why it's nuanced is because I only wanted to fuck because, and this is about to sound bad, I only wanted to fuck because I was upset with my favorite nigga. So it wasn't that it didn't even have to be him, that particular person. You just got lucky. I just wanted to fuck someone that wasn't my favorite nigga because I'm like, this nigga got me fucked up and I'm tired of like crying and being upset. I need to get out here and fuck somebody else to take my mind off of it. And I thought about him the whole fucking time.
Yeah, and so check me out. Was that good sex?
No.
That's
it was probably good for him, but it wasn't good for me. Like
when
for
bitches be
me,
fucking their frustrations out, it'd be like, go through them problems, girl. Go through them right on this dick.
For me, it wasn't, because I'm like, oh, this is so fucking
and so check
boring.
Me out. I feel like I recently, that is crazy. That was damn near the exact situation. Linked with this chick who she had been giving vibes and shit, but when I'm tuned in, I'm tuned in. When I'm not, I'm off it. And so we link and she going like evidently, and I'm like, damn, I be low key having this like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with me actually, Jody. Like as far as like the pussy's always, like I said, it's there on the list, but lately it's been like, we gotta get some other shit in order.
It's because you did that fast at the end of last year and you gave up sex for a month. And so now you like
and tweaking and got my whole shit fucking me up. Cause it's like now when I'm seeing, cause like again, the natural essence of me and who I've been is like pussies on the platter, call me platter man. Like but now, and I've always, and that's the thing, I'd be, again, being honest, like, I've always had discernment in my life, but I don't know that I've always practiced it sexually. I don't know that I've always used it. And I think, honestly, it's because I practice it so heavily. You know, overall, I'm a decent human being.
You are.
Like, that shit comes from, like, actually choosing the decisions that I should be a part of. Sexually though, a nigga be releasing his inhibitions. Like fuck it. Like,
release your inhibitions.
Like, fuck it. Like I said, like, it'd be like shit, bitch. Cool. We on that type of time. But lately, trying to like be on some like, IG, you know you shouldn't do this, and then and finding out later that and turning shorty down, whatever the case may be. She was in fact mad at her main nigga and basically hit me up to give me the scoop. Like, yo, you know, we talked a little bit, but you know, I'm good with my guy now. So we got to keep it cordial. But in my mind, I'm like, bitch, I said no. Like, why are you hitting me with the background story and shit? Yeah. Like, why do I got to get the speech? I denied you. It's not like I was pursuing the pussy and you got to tell me like, hey, chill in my DMs, nigga. Like, bitch, you were literally trying to slide your pussy across my face. And I was like, get it back.
I would say maybe she did that because like, so I don't know how you kind of like, I
told her like it was so basically like, I said,
like walk us through that. Like,
yeah, so link up, we talk, we chopping it up about different shit. Like, and it was a thing where I was also, I think, looking for, I won't necessarily, and I don't do this to people because I hate being tested, but I was looking for red flags in the situation already. Like I already came with my antennas up. And I usually, especially with women, I be real lax. I be real going with the flow. Like, cause it's like,
what
I
made
want you to
go in with that kind of mentality?
Cause bitches been on my nerves lately. Like, bitches been real like pressing me. So I've been like, hey G, you got one time, bitch. Like,
yeah, Mercury in retrograde.
And I'm trying not to repeat certain joints. I'm trying to notice that retrograde and where it would usually have me. So when I do come up out this bitch, I'm acting different. You feel me? And that's really what the no was about, in the sense that like, okay, bet, fuck around, get to where we at, we chilling, we talking.
You got any water sign placements in your chart?
I'm sure.
I'm only curious because I know like recently my one of my readings said that I need to practice saying no to people. Just say no.
Yeah, facts. And that's all it boils down to, you know what I'm saying? But
no, I'm good.
Basically, we sitting there, we chopping it up, and we somehow got into the idea of relationships. And she's like, are you polyamorous? And I'm like, whoa, I I don't know that I'm anything. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, I can say that at this point in my life, I'm non-monogamous. Like, I'm not looking for a one-on-one individual partner. And she's like, well, I'm very monogamous. That was already flag number one for me. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You be that. So in that space, I think past me would be on some, yeah, but you say you monogamous, but you're obviously out here with me. I told you that what I'm on, basically, you heard me say that loud and clear, because I think that's one thing with me. I feel like I can be reserved, but you ask the right questions, you're going to get the right answers from me. Like, and so I'm able to have dialogue in that regard. And I just clearly told you I'm on this side. You say you're on this side. Cool. She continues to kind of like throw hints. Like, now I'm knowing that you're flirting with me, or you're like, despite what you just said, despite you just saying that you look for, you know what I'm saying, whatever in a relationship, you still willing to fuck, whatever. Cool.
Because bitches be lying.
And so, fast forward, we get to a point where it's like, it's evident that we wanted, she basically tell me flat out, like, just wanted to let you know, I know we've been cool a minute. I'm actually attracted to you. And I'm like, you know, feelings mutual. But I'm in a space right now where I would much rather keep the relationship that we have intact.
Us finding each other attractive don't got shit to do with being together, because we might have a conversation. I might realize you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. She pulled out a square. Yeah. And like, maybe that, I think so. While I'm taking the high road, like, yeah, I denied the pussy. I think it was really the square that fucked me up.
I think it was
shorty.
the square
Was
too.
the square.
Because what's going on in your life that you need to smoke a square? I don't think I need you in my life, because you probably got too much shit going on. That shit it's gonna rub off on me, and now I gotta deal with it.
Dick discernment.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Do I want to smoke a square now,
You know what I'm
bitch?
saying?
Do your problems make me want to smoke a square?
You know what
Questions
I'm
that need
saying?
answers.
Yeah, so it's like, in that space, understanding like,
So you
damn.
turned down a pussy because she smokes squares.
And for a plethora of other reasons though, like
Megan Good
understanding-
smokes squares. Would you turn down Megan Good if you
she
saw a
smoked the
square?
Oh, she smoked the square in front of me.
Yeah, she smokes squares.
Nah, G. I ain't
That's
gonna
why
lie,
her husband
like,
left her.
Hey.
I'm lying. I don't know
Okay,
why he
facts.
left her.
Yeah.
He might be gay.
Oh man, that's crazy. See,
Just kidding.
And that's what it
Just
be.
kidding.
And that's what it be.
But
Like, you talking about, soon
no,
as
like
a nigga
right,
say
because
nah.
motherfuckers like, you left Megan Good. That nigga gay. Like, just kidding,
And I think
guys.
sometimes though, for real, for me, it was me, and even before the square, right? Like, it was little shit that motherfucker was doing that let me know I wouldn't like this bitch.
The square was that
was the tipping point. Like I said, like I was already beep, like looking for shit on some petty shit, annoying shit. Maybe you can attest to this, how this could be annoying. The bitch would try to finish my words.
Like, bitch, you not listening,
and bit. Like how I just did that. I would say things and she
then
would
this
go
bitch trying to, oh no, you trying too hard to
stop.
twin.
I can't even think, bitch. I'm not even like, I can't even process my thought patterns because
you trying to, and that's a sure way to know that motherfuckers is not listening to you when they trying to finish your sentence. Like,
because they trying to get to something else. And
Yeah.
it was fucked up because I'm looking like, damn, G, you really like, I felt like she was trying to woo me like
that's
a
what it
nigga.
sound like. It sound like she's trying to like, oh, look at how much we have in common. We finish each other's sentences. Like, bitch, you forcing it.
Real, yeah, it was real predator like. It was real, and that's why again the square was but it was I think more so than anything the situation. Like I think that, and that's what had me even. Like we talk about how a woman to be, nigga, you gay, even for self. Like I said, like thinking like, nigga, what, you don't like pussy no more or something? Like, who is you to be like, nah, to some pussy? Like, but it's understanding that, hey, bro, this shit ain't what it comes with. Come with squares. It come with a hard knock life, obviously. Like,
hard knock life pussy
And that's, I need all light pussy. Fuck is you talking about? I need
You don't
all,
want no stress pussy.
yeah, because that's too much. I don't lead a stressed life. I'm a real nigga. You see me on my bike.
Yeah, like you're a real chill,
that type nigga. I don't be
tranquil
wanting
ass.
Yeah, I don't be wanting smoke for real. And well, you know my smoke, but not square smoke.
Not square smoke. The square
tough.
smoke is insane. That's
tough.
crazy. So what was that like, when you turned like, all right, cool. So you talked us through a little bit of that. Like she was like, oh, I found you attractive. Feelings is mutual. You go there. She doing all this shit. She pull out a square. How did you literally and verbally say no? Thank you.
Like I say, I told her straight up. Like I feel like
y'all were face to face.
Yeah, we was.
And y'all was
together.
talking.
Yeah, chopping it up. I feel like the space that we're
like,
in
did she
and we
say like,
share
all right?
now-
So when you got there, all right, because I'm really trying to like, I need the details, right? So you go to her crib. Y'all like,
no, we met in a public setting. We were in a public place.
Y'all went to a public place.
No, not together.
Y'all met. Y'all met up.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did y'all meet up?
Because it was an event. It was a public event.
Okay, but so y'all never got in a situation where like y'all was alone and y'all was about to have sex and you said no?
Yes.
Right. That's what I'm looking
Right.
for.
And so but no, that's what I was telling you. So in the instance that we was chilling together later in the night, just talking, chopping it up, it came across like, yeah, I'm attracted to you. Woo, woo, woo. We both find each other attractive. Yada yada yada. And it was like,
Cause I'm waiting on you to say like she started kissing me and I smell that cigarette smoke.
Because it wasn't that. I didn't let it get there. Because you got me fucked up.
That's why, I need to see how far.
Check me out.
It
check
went.
Me out,
yeah.
Joe. What I'm telling you is, and that's why I can say that I'm proud of myself, because I've been in situations where young pup felt dick on pussy and was like, nah, you know what, baby, this ain't it. I'm not finna fuck you. Like, so, and that's why, like, I asked you early on, have you ever been in a situation where it's like, you thought you may have wanted to, and then was like whether it was something the person did turned you off, whether you turned yourself off.
Oh, it was definitely. I mean, I told you the situation where I literally only went to Dude House because I was mad at my like not mad. It wasn't on some like. Okay,
but you
so
still did it though.
I did it, but here's the thing too. Like, this is my nigga. That's not my nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
So I technically don't owe him no loyalty, anyways. Technically, but I don't want to fuck nobody else. But I'm like, okay, just fuck this other nigga. You single, very much some might as well pussy.
Yeah.
And
the worst type of pussy, ladies. Don't be out here giving. And niggas might enjoy it, but it's bad for your sex.
I was about to say. He enjoyed the might as well.
But did you?
I didn't enjoy the might as well dick.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I did not. But also, look, that was me falling short of glory in that moment. There are a lot of women that actually would have expected something good out of that moment. Me, I was like it for me to be who I am. And for me to be like, oh, this is boring. It's only boring because I know how I act. Yeah. He doesn't know how I act for real. Nice. He received,
and you wanted something else.
Yeah, I wanted something else. Yeah. He wanted what he got.
Yeah, which is cool for him. But again, as we've already discussed, that's in a lot of cases why bad dick, bogus dick, the polar opposite spectrum should exist.
Women get conditioned to be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, on me. And I don't believe we should. You should. Nobody should be in that. When it comes to sex, nobody should just be like, all right, whatever. Because that's also, again, what basically made me be on some like, hey, G, like, again, I respect you and who you are much more than what I damn near fuck you and fuck you over. And I told her that, like, and not even in no, like, I'll fuck you over in the best way you done felt, like, but it would still be a fuck over. Like, it would still be me getting what I want out of the situation,
and I'm not finna fuck with you after this.
Unfulfilled, yeah. And that's the space that I don't want to leave you in, because I have this much respect for you now.
Yeah.
And not to say that giving dick would make me respect you less, but bitch, I like is cliche or delusion. I like the mystery about it right now, bitch. I like, because. And especially now you pop this square pussy still may be good.
I was just gonna say, like, that pussy might be smoke.
Probably. Also said some shit that, and this is the part that really fucked me up. She was like,
it was more?
It's more. Cause she say, yeah, you know, I'm monogamous cause like I really like to what the fuck did she say? Something along the lines of like the intimacy that she shows her man, and once you fuck me, you would never want to fuck nobody else. And I'm like, all right, bitch, you must not know me for real, cause it's not like.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Who you talking to? And what are you talking about?
I don't know who she talking to or what she talking about, but me, and I know how I fuck. I don't even say no dumbass shit like that. Even if I feel like it's true.
You should be.
For example, the motherfucker that I'm currently fucking, I know that I fucked the shit out of him. And I know that ain't nobody fucking him the way I fuck him. Like, ain't nobody fucking, sucking.
But for me to not
you know what I'm saying?
To fuck
but
anybody else,
not want to fuck, that is a strong ass thing to say, because these are men. Men always want to try new pussy. So for you to say to a non-monogamous man that fucking me is gonna single-handedly make you want to be monogamous with me, get your silly delusional ass the fuck on. And it be motherfuckers like that sometimes. And not to say her, because she probably got like, man, I don't know, maybe she got a good arsenal. She might got some good.
She might got it. I don't know.
Yeah, she might.
I don't know.
But also, talking that game, you better bring it.
Yeah.
You better bring it, because baby, if you ever fuck her and she like a pillow princess, or she boring, or she moan like Pop Smoke,
that's terrible. Damn.
That shit would be fucking. That shit would be insane.
Yeah, she probably got some box on her. I wouldn't know though. I won't, and I feel like I won't know, because that was a confident no for me. Like that was a like no. And that's, I think, one thing that I will say I respect about women more often than not sexually. They knows be they knows. Like, it be that nigga like who they probably fucking and know they shouldn't be fucking, but they gonna keep fucking him knowing they shouldn't be fucking him. Like, but as far as like the gas station nigga or the nigga party guy, like, and you tell that nigga no, it's usually no. A nigga kind of be on some, I won't fuck that bitch. I'm drunk now. I'll fuck that bitch. Or like, I feel like women's no's are usually like around the board. Like, nah, I ain't on that. Yeah. Until I'm on that for whatever reason.
I swear to God, because I'm definitely like the person I'm currently fucking. When I first met this person, I never, and I told him this multiple times. I'm like, bro, I didn't look at you like, oh yeah, I would do that. Yeah. I'm like, that was and it took months. Like, and I'm like, huh? Like, now I'm confused, because after I fucked this, like, then I fucked the person. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? And now I don't want to stop fucking them, because I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like, we both enjoy this, right? But in the beginning, I never looked at this person as someone like, oh yeah, like,
I can do this. Yeah,
no,
we can do this.
And that's why when people be saying like, oh, women be knowing within the first 15 minutes if they'll fuck you or not. Shit, I didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I've been this person, hell, it's been almost a year I've been fucking this person.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like women, like, I did feel like that. I felt like women knew and or know. But again, I'm not a woman, so
yeah, I didn't like. I sometimes but not all the time. Like, it's like there's no like every single guy that I fucked I knew within the first 15 minutes. No, some motherfuckers I'm like, damn, I genuinely didn't think about this until 6 months after knowing you, or you know what I'm saying? Like others, it might take an hour, it might take a second, it might take a year. It just depends on it just depends on like, all right, cool, how do I feel? What other ways am I being stimulated that actually don't have anything to do with the physicality? Because that's what it was with, and it's I kind of say physicality, but it's like also this person kind of planted something in my ear in terms of how big his dick was, so that sparked my curiosity. So clearly there was something physical there. It just was the physical part between his legs, and that sparked my curiosity. But then it got to a point where the connection was deeper because of the conversations we have, the things that we've explored. Like that's been that. So I'm like, oh, this is super cool, this is dope. Like I like fucking you like fucking me. This is fun. We've not experienced anyone else the way we experienced each other type shit. And this is not me, making this shit up. Like this is literal things that he said to me. Like, damn, like it's a reason that I want head from you. I want a hand job from you. Like you can go get head.
A hand job. Niggas requesting a hand job.
Cold. I am cold though.
Hilarious.
I'm cold. Damn. I'm cold. That's how I knew I was cold when he started requesting.
Talk about motherfuckers him that.
When he started requesting a handy.
Not a fucking handy.
Yes, like I'm like, oh, look at me. Yeah, like that's how I knew I was cold, because that's not something that you would just request. You more likely request some head. Like you top request pussy. Secondary request, you might request some head. I get requests for hand jobs.
I hate this motion. It's by your ear and shit. You're crazy. She's talking about I'm letting it talk to me. She's about the dick is whispering.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm the dick whisperer anyways. Like I'm very much like I be, I This is hilarious. Okay, so you turned down the pussy. She
dropped her off. Yeah, like took her to the crib, everything. Dropped her off and was like, all right, peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hope all is well. Like, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, and I wanted to fuck. That'd be the fucked up part. Because like, the nigga nature is like, bro, you see pussy just walking away. What are you doing?
You wanted to fuck just because you wanted to fuck. It didn't have to be her. And that's what you realize. So that's good that you were able to say, like, you know what? Just drop shorty off. Because like you said, you could go get pussy somewhere else. You could take care of yourself, get yourself out the way. It probably wouldn't have been worth it.
I feel like, especially like I said, just be mentally with sex. Like I like to be fully present. I like to be all the way there type shit. So the slightest, if your pussy, and this the toxic, whatever, delusional, if your pussy can't distract me from life in the moment of us fucking, I don't really want that pussy. Like,
I'm not mad at that.
Cause it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like
if I was fucking somebody and still thinking about all my bills.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. Like I'm not trying to be, I didn't need
Excuse
to be.
me, sir, get up.
The la la land in this pussy. Like I need to
I agree. It should feel like an escapism. Like you're just in your own little world. That's why I think I like fucking the person I'm fucking, because I could have just been like so upset 5 minutes ago. Yeah. But in this moment, what the fuck was what's
happening? What? Yeah, like
it doesn't exist. Like it might exist when we like hours after we done, but I don't right now. It don't exist. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's like the second best thing to like a really fat blunt.
Like, like it's they up there together. Like sex
and weed.
Like they really like.
I agree.
If I was like a nigga, like, and they was like, you gotta choose one, I'ma die because I'm going for both. Like,
you know that social media thing that's on it's that old lady that it's oh my God, it's a reel that people been posting. It was like and and people been reposting it and putting their own captions on it. But long story short, she's like doing like this and doing like that and going like this and going like that. So she don't know which way to go, basically. So they was like, oh, you're a mom and it's back to school and you dealing with anxiety, and then like, so it's like, like,
be me. Fuck it. Just send me over the edge.
That is hilarious. Oh man, this is a good episode.
Sure.
I definitely think that the takeaway here is that men, you know, like there are men out here that do advocate for themselves, and they should advocate for themselves. We can't just talk about consent when it comes to women exercising consent and saying like, oh, you know, I give you permission to do this. Like men, you know, like you can't just be walking up on men, touching on them, groping on them, like just, you know what I'm saying? Because and
that's real in the sense that I ain't gonna stunt. I don't really like being touched in a space where we haven't like established that communication.
You feel violated.
Yeah, like,
and you damn near can't say nothing to her because she gonna be, is you gay or something like that?
And fuck, is you gay? Like the way I respond, the tables turn because I'm still a man. So it's like, hey, don't touch me. And so now it's like, fuck, is you gay, niggas? You finna beat this bitch up? Like, cause and that comes from other shit. You know what I'm saying? I got jumped before. So I need niggas to be at distance. I need to know what niggas is at all times. Women are so, bitch, I don't give no fuck that you a little cute bitch. If we don't have the relationship and or whatever to whereas we touching or hugging or whatever, I'd much rather us be at a distance to whereas I can respect your boundaries and you can respect my boundaries physically.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to, because since a lot of people are not taught about healthy, they're not taught about consent, they're not taught about healthy boundaries. We're just now getting to a point where we're able to have the consent conversation and enthusiastic consent, not just consent saying yes. Because if you say, like, you gonna give me some pussy, and I'm like, yeah. As opposed to, like, yes. There's a difference,
and
right?
I want that second pussy. I don't want that first one. That first one sounded real obligatory.
Yeah, like I offer my pussy, my lord. Yeah, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
I'm gonna go get some stew elsewhere, bitch.
Yeah, so since we're beginning to, again, try to unlearn that rape culture, that the ways in which we've been programmed to view things, right? I think this is just another part of the conversation saying like, okay, men go through things. They should be able to advocate for themselves. They should be able to say no for whatever fucking reason. They don't need a fucking, nobody needs a reason to say, no, I don't want to do this. You don't need a reason.
One of my homies
like,
recently told me,
I was blinking too fucking much right now. Like, I don't know. Something's off. Like, you don't, like, my at hurt. I don't want to have sex. Like, the reason does not matter. It shouldn't be like, I don't want to have sex because. There is no because. I don't want to have sex, period. Like, no, period. That's what it is.
I had a friend of mine recently tell me, we was out talking and she was like, a lot of times with people in general, they don't realize that no is a complete sentence.
It is.
No is the subject and the verb. Like it's all that, and it's a powerful thing. I think that a lot of times we as people, and I won't even get into the gender aspect of it, like people do just kind of go with the flow or accept what it is, even though they know better type shit. Like, and I think for me personally, being in that situation, prior situations, it's just understanding first self and what it is that you want, what your satisfaction gonna be, where you know you gonna wind up from it all. And like I say, if I'm not gonna find myself fully immersed in this experience,
right,
I'm big on my time. I'm big on my life placement. I can be somewhere else doing some other shit that I would much rather be doing. You know what I'm saying? Versus, all right, I'm finna get this pussy just cause. I don't want no just cause ass pussy. Like, and I don't want no woman to feel like, oh, I gotta get this nigga some pussy just cause. I may want it, but if you say no, I believe your no. I'm taking your no because.
And it's women out, again, rape culture has been so ingrained and conditioned into us is that you might say no and a girl be like, oh, well, like a woman might say no, but then, if you take that no at face value, she be like, damn, so you didn't want to chase me? You ain't want to do this? It's like, bro, no, we got to stop playing those games. Like, there's no playing hard to get. If your no means no, and people should take that shit at face value. And even if you don't say no, if your body language says no, that's a no. If you not super into it, that's a no. Just no.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else for the people?
Nah, that's a wrap on me.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was a good episode. Make sure y'all are rating and reviewing the show. I've been getting ratings, but I ain't been getting reviews in a while. Y'all need to change that. If you ain't reviewed the show yet, go ahead, scroll down to the bottom of Apple Podcasts. If you on Spotify, wherever you at, rate the motherfucking show, because that's how people find me. That's how people know, like, oh, this is a good show to tune into. Like, make sure y'all sharing the show with a couple people that y'all know would enjoy the content as well, so that we can continue to grow the show. I have some very important announcements that I'm hoping to, if y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all will see when the announcement drops. I can't really talk about it right now because I don't, like, sometimes when I record Provocative, I don't be knowing when I'm gonna put the episode out. So it get a little tricky with like, oh, I can't like make the announcement on this episode and then it don't happen for another couple weeks or whatever. But long story short, be out on the lookout for me in a couple different cities coming up. Also, I'm doing more play parties in Chicago. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I'm damn near performing at play parties like every 2 weeks. So just, honestly, follow me on Instagram. Follow the JODYPRHOE, my personal page. Follow that page on Instagram so that you can keep up with classes. If you want to book me to be your sex coach, I'm a pretty dope sex coach, if I do say so myself. I'm really good at what I do. I can help change your life and change the life of your partner. So yes, allow me to do that. You guys already listen to me, but when I am your sex coach, we get real detailed into what it is that you want to accomplish in terms of your sexual goals. So yes, please reach out to me if you have any questions, set up a consultation, or like I said, I have other classes that you guys can do the instant downloads for, or instant replays, massages. Always accepting clients for that. All of my availability is literally in the link in my bio. So click my Beacons link. You get access to everything that I have going on. And that's all I got. Want to tell the people how they can find you?
For sure. It's your boy Precious. You can find me at Precious Gods, PRECIOUSGODZ. And that's it.
All right, we out.
Peace.
Before you go, I want to remind you to embrace your inner hoe. Thank you for tuning in to Provocative, and don't forget to follow us on all streaming platforms. Happy hoeing. PRHOEVOCATIVE. Spell with the word hoe, because deep down, we all got some hoe in us. And this is your safe space to be unapologetically provocative.
Oh, is my growl too masculine?
Put the nigga in missionary in the moment.